our Attorney General is very, very concerned about where we're going in California on large commercial grows. He understands the environmental damage. He understands what it's doing to the water system. And if you don't believe it's affecting our water system, I would ask you to think of how much water one large marijuana plant takes, and in the fall of the year, multiply that by maybe 250,000 of the plants we haven't been able to eradicate, and that's how much water we're using in this county every day. So it'd probably be 1 million gallons a day that we're using for marijuana, and we don't have the water right now to sustain the housing that we need in this county. And so it's having a very diverse effect, not just on residential housing, but also on the wildlife, on the salmon, on our ability as a county to grow. And there's some people in this room who are very concerned about that, and the Sheriff's Office has made a very strong commitment to them by saying, this fall, when we find out of water pumps that are in rivers, we'll eradicate the marijuana, we'll take the water pump. And let me tell you how sick some of these people are. We have deep water holes in our river system. These deep water holes are water holes that sustain wildlife all year. So when you think the river's dry, it's not dry. These deep water holes have the salmon, have the fingerlings in them year round. And there's some, I'm sorry we're on TV, but there's no other word to describe it, but there's some bastards who literally have put fertilizer in this water, and then they pump the water to their marijuana grow. And these people have no business living in our county. They're destroying our county, and they're the ones who have caused the backlash.
Now, Tom, I can see your blood pressure is getting up.
Okay, sorry, I'm almost done. I'm
going to just ask you to move into the mildly predictive area and for your department, and then we'll give Ms. Lintott a chance to wrap up her comments.
Move into the what?
I'd like you to make a few predictions based on...
All right, sorry about that. I got a little... If there's one subject that at least 10 people a day ask me about, whether I'm in Safeway with my wife getting a gallon of milk or whether I'm in my office, it's marijuana. That's our concern. I can tell you that methamphetamine should be, and I wish we could have another symposium on methamphetamine, but that's just a paid political advertisement there. But I want to tell you where I think our department's going. Our department is looking forward greatly to the Kelly case and being able to tell you exactly what the law is. Right now, if you go to our webpage, MendocinoSheriff.com, you can see what the Board of Supervisors December 07 ordinance was at 25 per parcel, and you can see the 1,000-foot ordinance that we haven't even talked about tonight. But you've also can see Willits Police Department, the City of Willits ordinance, and I've asked Ukiah and Fort Bragg police chiefs to give me what their ordinance is so we can have one-stop shopping. So you can go and find out what the law is, because I think it's ludicrous for government to ask you to follow the law when we're not ready to tell you what the law is. But that's where we are with the Kelly case right now. So we're in limbo right now, and we're going to keep doing our job. We're not going to be intimidated by the Mexican mafia. We're surely not going to be intimidated by the Russian mafia, which are in our county, and they're a very violent group. We're going to keep doing our job. We're going to keep eradicating these people who don't care about our county like we care about our county. And at the end of the year, if somebody can prove that we eradicated a medical marijuana garden, I'm going to be able to look at them in the eye and say, we tried every way possible to allow legitimate medical marijuana to be grown in this county. But sometimes there's bumps in the road. I can't guarantee you that we're not going to eradicate, but I'm going to tell you what the goal is that I've told our marijuana eradicators. We'll focus on commercial.
Thank you. And let's give him a hand. Ms. Lintott, I know that you were a little choked up earlier, but perhaps you could finish off here.
I do want to concur with what Tom has said, with what he's expressed to you, especially insofar as the environment. It is devastating. Both of us have flown over the county, and it is devastating what's happening to our waterways and what's happening to our rivers, what's happening to the wildlife. So that can't be emphasized enough. And I think one of the questions that Hal really thought people wanted to know about was asset forfeiture, and that's a question that comes up all the time. And why do we have it? We have it because that's a law that's been put in place to take away the illegal gains and deter people from using their property for an illegal enterprise. And I think one of the big things is, well, the district attorney's office, they just doing this to make money. The fact is, our office seizes 0 assets. Sometimes we can attach a house later if we learn about property. We haven't not been doing that. So law enforcement are the people out in the field, and the numbers are in fact up, and they're up significantly. The reason why is because it has exploded, and it's really not so much the people here. It is the people coming in and raping the land. And that is what's driving that up. As far as what our office receives, I don't think this is the time for people to take in all their percentages. All the laws in asset forfeiture are basically in the health and safety code. They're very clear. They say who gets how much. We have a memorandum of understanding between the law enforcement agencies throughout the county. Our office is the processor of the cases. We get a percentage which typically would be less than what the other agencies get, because whoever actually finds it gets the most money. There's a certain amount of money that is directly, by law, to be given to education and prevention, and that's why we see from both